There's so many games we love that have been abandoned. Whether it's through a remaster, remake or sequel, here's some games I want to see return, and let me know what game you want to see return the most in the comments. First up, the Simpsons Hit Run. Surprisingly, this is one of the most requested remasters or remakes and is generally considered to be the very best Simpsons game. It's not hard to understand why. It's short but really fun and in the style of Grand Theft Auto with a faithful Simpsons theme. It was pretty awesome just getting to explore Springfield and bump into familiar characters from the TV show. And it's because it was based on the TV show that's the only reason we've not had any sequel or a remaster, due to the license issues. But I've still got my fingers crossed for a small chance of a return in the future.
I am evil Homer! I am evil Homer!
Something for a much more mature audience, Dante's Inferno from EA has just completely fallen off the face of the earth. This is a one-off hack and slash game similar to Devil May Cry, or the older God of War games. You'll be playing as Dante fighting your way through the 9 circles of hell. The depictions of hell here are horrifying and grotesque, to the point the game triggered a few controversies. One achievement called Bad Nanny was rewarded for killing monsters resembling children that were unbaptized infants. It drew some fire from the International Nanny Association, but it still managed to remain in the game. It's been a while since I've played Dante's Inferno. I remember over-the-top disgusting boss battles. There was also some pretty nifty talent trees that let you choose between unholy and holy abilities, or you could mix it up and be a hybrid of the two. And I remember there were a few tedious puzzles too that were the weakest part of the game. Sadly, the second Dante's Inferno got cancelled and apparently went through its own development hell. It's a pity. I would have loved a sequel, but I'd happily take a remaster of the original at this point too. I just need to see a remaster or remake of Timesplitters, specifically 2 and 3. Number 2 had a more arcade-like feel to it. I was addicted to trying to unlock all the characters, and I remember the campaign being really challenging on higher difficulties. And I bring up number 3 because it had a quality story campaign around the theme of time travel. And it did introduce the series to vehicles and online play. I regretfully never got online with my PlayStation 2 at the time, so Timesplitters with online play is something I'd really like to experience. Looking back at the Timesplitters series now, it's kind of incredible how they've got so many different characters with so many different personalities and animations. It's on another level compared with most first-person shooters today. I imagine it's going to take a ton of effort getting everything compatible and up to modern standards, especially just remastering this huge cast of characters. I always hear rumours of remakes or remasters in the works, but no official announcement yet, but I'm still holding out for hope.
Time to split. Right on.
Chrono Trigger is an old-school JRPG from the Super Nintendo. It's quite difficult to enjoy an old game if you have no nostalgia for it, but Chrono Trigger is something I've recently played for the first time and still loved it, and that speaks loads for this game. Chrono Trigger is from the creators of Final Fantasy and Dragon Ball. You might recognise some of Akira Toriyama's similar character designs from Dragon Ball. This is a fantastic little RPG with time travel being a core theme. Time travel is something difficult to get right in storytelling, and they get it right here. They also do away with typical JRPG random encounters, which some people find frustrating these days. There's choices to make, and it's something you can replay a few times to get a load of different endings. It's asking a lot, but a pixel remake in the same style as Octopath Traveler would be incredible. That's what Dragon Quest III is doing, and they dub it a HD 2D remake, and the visuals are pretty jaw-dropping. Moving up to the Nintendo 64, Banjo Kazooie was a pretty charming game. Between Banjo the bear and Kazooie the bird in his backpack, you've got all the abilities you need and more for a great 3D platformer. I first played Banjo Kazooie at a game stand in a game store. I can remember playing in that very first hub world, and I was blown away at the time. When I eventually got my own copy of the game, I enjoyed it so much that I had to 100% it and get every little collectible for the true ending. We got a sequel in the form of Banjo Tooie, but we never saw it return to form with Banjo Kazooie 3. Instead, we got Nuts and Bolts, a racing game. It's a Banjo Kazooie 3 I really want to see. I want to see them stick to their old roots, but maybe with a little bit less of the big quiz minigames you had to win to progress the game. They became a bit of a chore. Okay, now it feels like a good time to thank the sponsor of this video. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm my own sponsor of this video. No one is going to want to sponsor my channel. But if you want to support me and you like what you're seeing so far, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. A blast from the past, the Dungeon Keeper series of games that introduced me to real-time strategy, and I loved them. The Dungeon Keeper series is really old, so sorry for the low-resolution gameplay here. Dungeon Keeper has you building and maintaining dungeons to attract and build up powerful forces of creatures, to then destroy the good guys or heroes of the land. It's really interesting because Dungeon Keeper has a sim element or heavy focus on managing your creatures, ensuring that you attend to the needs of all the different monstrosities available. For example, bile demons were overweight demons that would make use of gas-based attacks. They would require lots of living space and fresh supplies of chickens, but they'd often pick fights with the skeletons, probably for being so thin, so you'd want to keep those two monsters apart from each other. Dungeon Keeper 3 was teased in number 2, and hinted at the gameplay going above ground. Sadly, it never happened. Electronic Arts did release a mobile game of Dungeon Keeper, but it was generally considered to be a terrible cash grab. Completely new IP War for the Overworld has become the spiritual successor to the series, and it does a great job. But I'd still love to replay the original Dungeon Keeper with some modern visual updates. Bloodborne is much more modern, and it's a Souls-like game from the makers of Dark Souls, From Software. The original trailer still gives me goosebumps today. I love the gothic themes and atmosphere. There's some fast-paced combat with more of a focus on dodge rolls and reactionary gameplay. There's so many secrets for you to discover and partially procedurally generated chalice dungeons to keep you playing long term. I already lost my sanity with From Software games. Sekiro might have been the breaking point. I just embrace the difficulty with these games now and I love it. My only problem is that we only got one Bloodborne game. We never got a sequel in this dark universe. That's something I'd really like to see. Dark Cloud is one of the first games I played on the PlayStation 2. I was pulled in by it being on a demo disc. A dark genie has been destroying villages, and you'll play Tone, who has the ability to rebuild the destroyed lands. It's quite a unique game. You'll raid dungeons for materials and elements of the land, then like a city building game you can build up each village from the pieces you obtained in the dungeon. I'm not sure if the combat would hold up today. It was a bit repetitive even for its time. I'd like to see the combat revamped or an all-new Dark Cloud 3. The developers of Level 5 moved on from the Dark Cloud series and made Ni no Kuni, where you can see little elements of Dark Cloud with the city management, but even still I want to see Dark Cloud return. Some other quick mentions: I want to see Metal Gear Solid 1 to 4 remade with modern visuals, or a Zone of the Enders 3 from Konami, but the main guy behind these games, Hideo Kojima, has moved on and I don't think these games would be the same without him. Zelda Ocarina of Time and Mario 64, they've both already had hefty remasters or borderline remakes on handhelds, but I'd like to see them on the big screen. Fallout New Vegas was praised a lot for its storytelling and writing. Now Microsoft owns both Bethesda and Obsidian Entertainment. Could Microsoft enable a New Vegas too? I think a lot of modern Final Fantasy fans haven't properly experienced Final Fantasy VI, and it's easily one of the best. Another game that would look amazing in that new 2D HD remake style. Dragon's Dogma was a great RPG that had you mounting and battling gigantic beasts. I'd really like a sequel that could be the opportunity for a few little gameplay improvements, allowing other players to play pawns in online co-op. Let me know the one game you want to see return the most in the comments, and peace for now.